My phone right now, I've got 100 messages of people in line waiting for me to pass their accounts. So that's something I'm going to be working on for the rest of this year. The learning course is still there in the background for whoever wants to learn. And I always said, out of everything I offer, the learning side is the best item. Why? Because it's the long term game. You're going to learn how to do everything by yourself and not rely on anyone. So, guys, welcome to our another podcast episode. Today we've got two special guests. We've got Jordan visiting us again.
Hello.
And we're also introducing Luke. Now, guys, as you know, I specialize in the Forex and trading industry. Jordan's going to be covering the cryptocurrency, and Luke's going to be talking a bit about the real estate. And essentially what we're going to be doing today is having a panel and a discussion, just informing about the three industries and how they relate to each other, and just having a general discussion.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's start off with Luke. So Luke's new to our podcast. First time we're meeting here today. Now, a bit of background. Actually, I met Luke back in 2014 in Canary Wharf. So yeah, Luke, let's just have a little introduction.
Wow.
What have you been up to? What are you up to now?
Go back 10 years. Mental. Met Omar 10 years ago in the Ferry building. We've got an office in right now. And since then, bumped into him in Dubai a couple of times, and always seen what Omar's been up to and getting on with. Since then, fair bit's changed really. Been in property development now for about 5-6 years off of the back of working within other forms of investments, alternative investments within the financial markets, the equities market, and obviously more new to me now that the real estate market in the UK and overseas.
Nice.
So,
that's
quite
good.
a lot going on.
That's good. When we first met, you was also in a bit of doing a bit of trading. Were you in a hedge fund or?
Yeah, that was it. Initially started out working within fund management. And whatnot, and sort of self-teaching and learning on the job there.
Yeah, nice. That's good. You've always had dapper suits ever since.
Well, I try, mate.
Yeah.
Try. It's always a conversation starter, which is always good fun.
No, that's good. That's good, man. And Jordan,
Yeah.
since we last met, tell us what you've been up to. I know you've been getting into the crypto. The market's been
it's been volatile. It's good. It's coming up. Today's Wednesday, so we should get an answer today. But funnily enough, yesterday there was like a tweet from Gary Gensler saying the ETFs have been approved and stuff. And then like within like an hour later, he then tweeted saying my account got hacked.
Yeah.
So it was like, it felt like a bit of a manipulation type of like a move there. Laying the actual time to actually like proceed for it. So
nice.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
So it's going to be an exciting week. So it'll be good.
Nice. That's good. So yeah, I mean, in terms of on the Forex side, what we've seen, so over the past year, 2023, we've actually seen a lot of economics, a lot of changes, a lot of fundamentals. It's been very active in terms of interest rates, inflation, CPI. So we've got CPI data coming out tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting to see what's been happening to inflation. So far, inflation has been dropping month on month. It's been dropping, which is what they wanted it to do. So they have achieved the decline, and they've kept throwing this word, a soft landing. So now we've got to the levels where inflation should be at 3%. Interest rates at 5%, inflation's at 3%. This is a good balance. And now it's very critical this year. Can they secure that soft landing, or is it going to go into the negative? So this is what we're going to be looking at for the next few months. If inflation starts going into negative, that's what we call deflation. It's going to raise alarm bells. It's going to raise alarm bells in the forex market, in the stock market, in real estate, and in crypto as well. So, Luke, have you guys been talking about that with your clients, or what's the?
Yeah, I mean, firsthand, we're experiencing that with regards to refinance rates, mortgage rates over the last sort of year to 18 months. You've seen every single lender out there on the market put their rates up by a huge amount. They're all sitting there with a crystal ball because they believe they know what's going to happen, and what's happening right now is the complete opposite of what they expected. They anticipated rates will keep rising, continue rising, and we'll be at silly interest rates come a year time. Matter of the fact is we're now at a point where rates are steadying and they're dropping again. I mean, we've got long-term mortgage rates now at about a 4% a year rate, which is pretty good compared to what we have seen, 8, 9, 10%. So, I mean, on some bridging loans, we've been looking at over 1% a month, which if you're not buying, riding, you're not developing in the right way, you're leaving yourself open to a very big risk. But I think it's been controlled pretty well in a very good amount of time. It's all relative, really. Inflation's been controlled. They've managed to keep that under control with all the measures put in place. And for us, it's good as a developer because we've been able to weather the storm. Obviously, rents have increased, and with rates increasing, rents have had to increase. It's just all part of the bigger picture, and it all goes hand in hand with each other. But excited to see how the rest of the year pans out. Obviously, Bank of England have kept the rates at what they've been, and you can only look to the next meeting where they're going to hold them again for a couple more months maybe, and look to start decreasing them again, which at that point for us makes things a bit cheaper and sort of starts going towards a bit of an upturn and a bit more confidence in our industry, which looking forward to that.
Yeah. Do you think people really felt the interest rates?
Yeah, for definite. I mean, we again, we've been so lucky and fortunate that we've been in a good position over these last few years with everything going on. We've bought right. We've had the right measures in place to combat any forms of downturn. We haven't stretched ourselves thin and put ourselves under pressure like that. However, sites we're buying and people around us that we know, we're seeing them in big problems. They're refinancing and they're well beyond their means and they've got so much on their plate and it's crippling them, and the only way they can get out of these things is really just cutting their losses like you do in a trade. You cut your loss if you're in a bad way, you've got your stop losses in place and whatnot, and they're doing exactly the same thing, but in the real estate sector. There's sites there, for example, we looked at a year ago, people wanted 1.9 million for them. We're picking them up for £400,000-500,000 now, which it's like a Boxing Day, so it's madness, and they're really getting out of them because they're under so much strain and pressure and financial hardship that it's business at the end of the day. But on the other side of things, it's sad to see because so many people are in this position right now, and maybe in the next few months it's going to get a little bit worse for them. But there's always sunshine coming. So
we've also had a lot of job cuts, I think, in the market.
All of that, job cuts, all these buildings like laying empty, everything, things happening as a result, and effects of COVID and everything else in between.
When there's a lot of job cuts in the real estate industry, let's say someone has a mortgage, then they've lost their job. What sort of safeguards are in place for this situation?
I mean, government-wise, there's not really much in place to come in and help these people, and it's unfortunate. At the end of the day, everyone's left to themselves and left to their own devices. So people have got policies in place that pay out on the event of that. They've got savings, investments in place, but we've been living in a very, very expensive time. Cost of living has been through the roof, and your expendable income has been so much less. So these people don't have savings, don't have investments. They're really living day to day on the breadline, which is how the UK is right now, in some cases. And it really is one of them things. If it happens, and if these people default and go bankrupt, let's say, they're really left to their own devices, which is where the UK is, unfortunately.
That shows the importance of having multiple incomes, multiple stream of incomes.
Absolutely.
Would you say that we're in a bubble right now with the housing market, similarly to the 2008 crash?
I'd probably say not so much a bubble, just because the reason prices are what they are and are staying what they are is really down to the house builders, I'd say, and the level of supply and demand out there. There's a lot of demand. There's a fair amount of supply, but in anything, if demand's outstripping supply, prices are always going to stay high. And as well as that, materials and costs and labour are high.
Yeah.
So if the developers are building, they need to be meeting a certain price, and in turn, prices need to stay at a certain price, which is in turn keeping the prices at them levels. So nothing's going to come and pop this bubble anytime soon because of the way it is. Prices drop, materials are still going to stay the same, and there's not going to be any demand from developers to build these houses because we're going to be building at a loss. Thing with the UK is we require around 300,000 new homes a year, and we're barely hitting half of that. I mean, we're doing 120, 130,000 homes a year because of just such a huge supply. There's not enough social housing, there's not enough affordable housing, there's just not enough housing in general. And there is a very big gap in the market for that. There's obviously so much more that can be taken on, but with these measures in place, there's just not much incentive for developers to go out there and crack on with it. And obviously, there's not enough funding around and a lot of constraints around. And really, it's just put the UK in a very difficult position, which it won't get out of anytime soon.
Okay,
yeah. I always see real estate like how to explain it in terms of the volatility of real estate. It's like imagine a ship, a huge, big ship container. It's not gonna just take a straight left U-turn. For it to move, it takes time. It's a very big industry for it to move, for it to have changes. Unlike Forex, which is instant, it can just change in instant direction. Crypto, very volatile. Stocks are very volatile. But the real estate market, something could happen today. We won't see the effects of that until maybe a few months, few years even. So the question is, I mean, do you think we're going to see some movement? They're talking about a pullback, right?
Yeah, I mean, and the last 6 months, kind of, there has been more of a downturn. People are going for new homes and first time buyers, and they're just getting really into the rental market, which is not what the market wanted in this case. But that's what the market always has been, higher rent at the moment, and it's good for those that have these properties and whatnot that are renting them out. When you mentioned about the an effect not being seen for years, I mean, COVID, well, a good few years ago now, when it all first started and was in its worst case, we as a developer, we buy office buildings that are vacant and we convert them into apartments. And now, in the last 6 months to a year, we've seen an influx of these properties come on the market because everybody's started working from home, doing what they're doing, and then the floodgates were open again. Everyone could go back to work. No one went back to work. However many people went back to work, very small percent, and all these buildings remained vacant and left alone. Nobody was going back to the office, and everybody started hybrid working, moving to smaller offices or working from home. So we've come in and we've managed to pick up what we can pick up. That used to be 2-3 years ago, fully working offices, 100% occupancy, and going from there. But we've seen stuff like that, which is a huge shift in the market and has seen a lot of stock come on. I don't see a downturn coming because historically property's always been a great safe haven. It's always been steady growth, great income, and of course great capital growth potential, and not volatile. I mean, we're 10 days into the year now, and every estate agent I've spoken to in Essex and London, which is where I'm from, said they've had an incredible start to the year.
Nice,
Inquiries have picked up, people wanting to move because of the good news of the interest rates reducing, and everything else in between. People wanting to get out and move on and sell their houses and do whatever. They've all had amazing starts to the year. So as sort of looking at that, only being the first 10 days of the year, don't get me wrong, there's still 350 odd days left of the year, but it's great sentiment to see things have have been left behind. People are positive. Everyone's optimistic and are looking to get things moving.
Yeah.
So I hope it is obviously a good year for the property market and all markets. And I just hope we as an economy and as a country we keep things moving and yeah we show a good bit of strength and stability.
Nice. Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. Even on the indices, on the stock markets, we're seeing they're nearing all-time highs. We're seeing cryptocurrencies coming up on a bullish trend. Tell us a bit about crypto. What's been happening?
So, like I said before, with news is just focused around the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, to get crypto to the wider spread of people.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a buzz a few months back. Yeah, started to pick up a bit. Some
yeah,
interest.
there was buzz around. I mean, there's always been buzz around it, but it's just been more buzzed around when is it going to happen, and then because before that there was a lawsuit between the SEC and Ripple, which went on for many years, and they thought after the verdict that would kind of like give a direction of where crypto may go. So that eventually they actually won the case, Ripple, and then that set the tone for everyone to think, okay, this is now like being seen as a security. So then people are then given more like security as an investor to like look into it more and stuff, because then it just opens up more gateways and floods in more investors potentially.
No, definitely.
Then after that, it was the next step, which was the SEC getting the BTC approval for the ETF. So, and obviously when that comes in as well, that means regulation. So with that kind of gives more confidence to the wider spread of people, and to the mere investor, someone who doesn't know much about investments, but then can have confidence to say, well, it's regulated, it's been approved, why not, So with that being said, obviously, I feel like once we get some clarity over that, it's gonna be way more positive in that sense. So
Yep. No, definitely. I mean, with crypto, personally, it's a high risk. It's a high risk asset.
Yeah,
it's still in its infancy. We're starting to see more people using it, which is good. And however, it still has its weak points. Like, it has pros and cons.
yeah, it has its flaws. Which is do your own research, because you have to. It's like in the early stages of the internet happened, no one really knew what was going to go on. It was only people that actually clocked on to realize that the internet would be tomorrow, for the generation and the next generation. Like, they were the real breadwinners, those investors back then. Back when they didn't see Amazon as a stock or Apple as a stock, they thought, well, this is part of the internet, Why would I bother about this? You know what I mean? And not actually grasping what innovation is.
No, definitely,
so, with Bitcoin and crypto, it's the same sense, but on a different plane. So it's like you're looking at something else now, which is beyond the internet now. It's just like integration now, with financial systems and computers and everything that we use as technology today.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. I don't see it as how some people view these meme coins that come up and it's just a pump and dump scheme. I see actual value in terms of utility and what it can offer back to, the population. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of flaws in today's banking transactions. There's so many flaws.
Yeah.
But yet we're still stubborn enough to choose that way.
So, yeah. I mean, there's different angles to crypto. There's one way you can use crypto to move money around, to send money abroad in a faster way with less fees.
Exactly.
You can use crypto to store wealth. You can use crypto to trade, like buy and sell coins to make a profit. Some people use crypto to buy assets. They're buying watches, cars, real estate. For example, in Dubai, they're happy to take crypto for a property.
Yeah. Which is why I'm trying to go there. So essentially, because that's how because it's like that's the vision I share, but it's only shared with one nation. It's not shared on a global scale. So
slowly,
it'll take time for that, but I'd
Yeah.
rather just hop on the boat early. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. But then we have to look at crypto. It has its major players, which is like Bitcoin,
Yeah.
Ethereum, first the two leading currencies. And it's like, how about the old ones, the older currencies, the altcoins?
Altcoins.
The ones which boomed in 2020. Are they still attractive today, or are we looking at a whole new set of altcoins? Are they going to come and take over the original altcoins? What do you think?
Maybe because nowadays people are not valuing Bitcoin the way it was back then. Looking at other alternative schemes, you know, like Polygon is like one of them, which is like a layer 2, it's a layer 2 blockchain, and that basically helps scale Ethereum because Ethereum uses like high gas fees. So when you want to swap a token and you want to do it on the Ethereum network, it's gonna like charge you fees, but it's not your standard fee. It's like depending on the network too, if it's congested, it could be like up to $100-200 for a fee. No one wants to really pay that much. So Polygon offers to scale that, and then they use their network to scale Ethereum's. So you then use Polygon's network, and their transactional fees are like fractions of cents. So projects are going on there, sorry, that are like doing anything. So
Yeah, definitely there's a lot of potential in crypto. I mean, to the layman, coming in at face value, it does look like crypto is very technical, and for those that go into it and delve into it, research, then they can make the most out of crypto. But for the everyday people, a bit too technical still. So that's gonna hold people back
yeah,
from moving
well,
forward.
I'm not surprised. Sorry, I'm not surprised because it's still in its infancy. So only fair amount of people do know about it. But like I said, if the ETF gets approved, then this brings it on a world stage. People would want to know. People would have to know. You know what I mean? It's like it's like gentle push into something new. Just so you can see for what it is.
For real. Luke, how do you feel about crypto? Do you guys take on cryptos on your projects?
Currency exchange, and these people value it and view it as a currency exchange. Nothing different to sterling or dirhams or dollar. So in that respect, I understand it. I've seen asset purchases over here through the same means. I personally have crypto investment. Of that, which I don't even know if any are any good anymore. It's one of them ones you see a buzz, you get told about it. Speaking with yourself, speaking with others, there's always money to be made there in anything and everything. I've recently again seen it coming quite a hot topic, booming again. Like you said about that tweet yesterday, I saw that as well, and then all of a sudden it was deleted. Obviously, some market manipulation behind that. As you said earlier, a good pump and dump. Someone's had a good go there. But I don't, in my day-to-day basis, have any use for it. I probably would do if I understood it more and probably could think, like we make bank transactions to where you guys are and having that type of knowledge on it. But I know one thing, obviously, with the regular. I've got a question. I mean, with regulation possibly coming in and everything, does that defeat the object of cryptocurrency being decentralized, or is that going to help it? Or
yeah, there's a lot of questions around that because that was the reason why crypto was kind of made, for decentralization and stuff like that. So it's like regulation for me. It's like a yes or no answer because you're regulating it, so therefore it's kind of centralized. But on the other hand, you're then introducing it to a larger pool, so it's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
So you got to think to yourself, like, it's either forever decentralization, or is it adoption?
Yeah, it's like the opportunity cost of it.
You got to learn. It's like would you rather adopt it or just keep it like where it was? And sometimes you got to just maybe bite the bullet, and take on adoption, because adoption brings greater scale. Everyone thinks about scaling in business. Scaling improves things, so you have to think about it on a wider scale and just
I think with regulation is very important. It protects users, whether retail or whether corporate. It protects the system, right? So regulation is important. It will eliminate a lot of unethical practices. Yeah. With crypto, what we find is because it's used, unfortunately, by the black market. A lot of people want to wash money or funds which are illicit, or they want to transfer funds and to hide them away, which they have them tumblers, etc. This is problematic, and I think that if they weigh up, if the regulators weigh up the pros and cons, the negative is outweighs the positives. What we could see is more of a push towards a regulated cryptocurrency, and then to really get rid of the other ones.
Yeah.
Which is, again,
makes sense.
Centralized. It'll be like a government crypto, which everyone must use. All the other cryptos is illegal. I think they might go in that direction. Personally, I'm not too sure, but that's something we're gonna see.
Yeah, I partially agree as well, because I feel like 99% of cryptos are all shit. So that 1% will be the blue chip ones, which I think for adoption and utility based like usages. So I agree with you. I do agree with you, because there's a lot of scams that are happening in the market. I've been scammed myself, so like there's still some tweaks that need to be done, and I feel like that's the right way to go. You have to flush out all the garbage and keep like all the gems that are actually going to be there for the future. So
one thing I teach in a course, that the market is controlled by the banks. They own 90% of assets, and if crypto was to disrupt them, they won't let it happen. They will definitely stop it, and they will take control of the crypto market the same way they control the forex market, the stock market, etc. That's honestly the reality. I don't see it going decentralized completely independently.
Yeah. The only thing I feel like you have privacy over is your transaction, because when you have your own wallet, it's your wallet.
I think with that's
it's not a bank account.
Yeah, I think that's a luxury for now, which we have right now. The same way, like back in the day, when I first started in the trading industry in 2012, as a broker, they had so much freedom. Do you remember them days?
Yeah.
They had so much freedom. The brokers could do whatever they want. You could say anything on the phone. So it had that luxury for that limited time, and then the regulation kicked in.
Massive spreads as well.
Exactly. I think the same. Right now in crypto, they have a bit of luxury, a lot of freedom, but it's gonna kick in.
There won't be like you're right. There won't be like your 1000X's and stuff like that. You know, them crazy, insane gains. Like I've seen so many, and I'm just like, wow, how did someone put in this amount of money and they've just suddenly turned into a millionaire? So it is a bit of a I got to think about that one from a government perspective.
Yeah.
But as it stands right now, that's still happening. There's still those plays. So
Yeah.
it's still going on, but you're right. It will eventually diminish. So
Nice. No, it's good. It's good discussion, man. What are you guys looking at for 2024? I mean, right now everyone's positive. It looks quite good. I think we are going towards a positive year. There's a bit of talks of a recession, but I think we're actually doing quite well. The market's recovered. I mean, what's your guys' plans for this year? Anything interesting? Start with Jordan.
I was gonna point to you first because I've been talking too much.
Yeah.
No, joking. Just crypto. Obviously, focusing on that. I've got my investments there. Still working on some others. Literally done some angel investing days ago. So I'm involved with the Start project.
Yeah.
Which is a really good project, I think. So I'm working on that for now.
You know, I really like that project actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called?
Instadex. It's basically a aggregator.
I'm gonna invest in that.
Yeah, the pre-sale still open as well. Via Pink Cell. So yeah, that is a good one, and obviously it's early. Obviously, there's risk involved into it, but I've kind of like just stuck my nose into that area now because I don't know. I find it more exciting just to learn about something that I can see as innovative.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, because I've always noticed like there's people who have caught those waves where they've looked at a project from early, like really, really early when no one looked at it. And then suddenly, like, let's say, for example, it started like 100K market cap or something even less, minuscule. And then, boom, it's like at 1 billion. People ride all the way up to the top. So my idea is, how do I find those types of investments?
Nice. Yeah, no. Honestly, you've been doing good.
Yeah.
Seeing you coming from the typical working in the office in the city to now completely independent, entrepreneurial, doing different side hustles, investments, etc., projects. Honestly, fair play to you, man. It's doing
Cheers.
good. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you.
What's the word? Was it to the moon?
Yeah.
That's it.
What they called? To the moon. What did they say?
To the moon.
Or you can say to the moon. Say whatever you like. I mean,
Hodl. That's it.
For dear life.
Hodl.
You know, it's like, yeah, we're moon boys. You know,
yeah, mooning. That don't sound right. Mooning.
Mooning. Nah, not that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the goal, innit? That's the goal.
Yeah, Luke, how's your year looking? What's your plans?
Busy year. Busy year. Got offices in Dubai and New York as well. So
yeah,
a lot of traveling this year and getting things going.
Nice.
But the amount of opportunity that's going to come up this year in all markets, but especially the property market is second to none. There's going to be so much coming, so many deals to be had. As long as we can manage it right, get the right teams and the right people around us in place. This year will be a big year for us.
Nice.
Look to hit 100 million GDV, break through that barrier, which for a company set up 5 years ago, it's pretty good going.
Very good, yeah.
We've gone through one of the hardest times that the world has known, really. To come out the other end singing and still being active and moving forwards is just a testament to how we run things and how things are in the sector and in the market, but two, within what we do. So yeah, it's an exciting year ahead. Looking forward to it.
Nice.
Projects completing, projects being added, team building up in 3 jurisdictions. Yeah, really excited to see what's to come and
everything
else in between.
Good, man.
Fun.
New York, that's a new market.
Yeah, New York. We've got the office in the World Trade Center out there.
Yeah.
It's wicked out there.
Is it?
It's just different. It's so different over here in the UK. People look at entrepreneurs and entrepreneurialism as sort of a negative. People don't want to back you and support you. Around other entrepreneurs, you get that because you respect it and you know what goes into that. But anyone else that isn't involved in that, they dwell on it. Oh, he's got to have done something bad to get to where he is. and they don't celebrate success. You go over there, they love it.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. They love the American dream, the testament to working hard, pursue your dream, set your goals, hit your goals, and make it. They love it over there.
Nice.
So they celebrate it, and it's really positive compared to what it is over here. Yeah, it's a great place, America.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah. Got a question. What's the housing market like in like New York?
It's the same as over here. Really? It's genuinely the same as over here. Rents are sky high.
I heard the rent is like even higher out there than here.
It's madness. Right? Rents is remarkable, and compared to a couple of years ago, like your return on investment, if you're a landlord out there, your rent doubled. It's crazy. It's just different. It's so different because obviously you don't have
hyper-scaled.
Yeah, it's just so different. It's the same, but it's just different in America. America's
compare Manhattan to Central.
I couldn't even. I've never been to New York, but I just
madness.
See skyscrapers
everywhere.
It's like having the Shard everywhere
around you. And it's just so expensive. Like, they tax you on their city tax, and there's this tax and that tax, and it all adds up, which it is what it is. But the market out there, like something goes on the market, like that is snapped up. It's so crazy, and it's controlled by so many just big families out there. So many big families. Similar to how the banks control the markets and whatnot. It's just it's mental.
Nice.
Similar to London, but London isn't as expensive as over there. Yeah,
you've got the US elections coming up, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot going on out there. Definitely try to get out there.
Yeah,
100% get out there. It's eye opening.
Let's go.
Yeah.
As a whole, I mean, I was in America a few times last year. Most recently, I was in New York and in LA in September, and again, the complete other side of the country. It's just eye opening, to say the least.
That'd be cool.
Good. So I've been getting up to, of course, the automated trading. So we're also now looking at funded accounts. So I'm going to talk a bit about this now. Automated trading, what it is, I found that a lot of people don't have the time to learn. They don't have the energy to put into learning. And on top of all that, once they even pass the learning side, then it's about, do they have the right emotions, the right mindset to be trading, to be able to manage the risk, etc. I actually introduced automated trading where we eliminate all those factors. It's been very popular. We've had 200 people sign up in the past few months. Month on month, we're making like 10 to 20% profit on accounts. And like we said, people should have multiple streams of income in case something happens. Let's say they lose their job or their expenses increases. At least you have something that's growing on the side. Because let's be honest now, no one uses ISA accounts. No one uses saving accounts unless you want to just store some money for tax reasons. But it's not making you profit. In fact, you're probably losing money due to inflation. Now, what we've seen is a lot of people doing the automated trading and referring their friends. It's become so popular that I'm now actually pushing this furthermore. When we open up 1,000 spaces, I'm trying to manage 1,000 accounts and just literally just build a community of people benefiting from their trades. It's running automated in the background.
Okay.
Have you guys used something like this?
Yeah, I mean, earlier when you asked if I've been up to much in the trading side of things, I haven't, and the pure reason is my knowledge isn't up to scratch and my time isn't available. But automated trading, AI algorithms, all of that stuff, I've pumped some money into a few. A punt at the end of the day, it's investing. Like you've got to be open to the risk of it, but you check on it, they're making 5, 10, 15% consistently, compounding the money over and going again. So I can definitely see that becoming a big thing this year. The world is moving at a very fast pace. Things are moving very quickly, and this is just one thing again, which is if parameters are right and it works for you and what you're looking for, then it's definitely something to add in there. Not put obviously all your eggs. to do anything. I just watch it sometimes because of pure interest in seeing what it's up to.
Yeah, definitely. And then we have the funded accounts in the Forex space. Now picking up, also getting quite popular. A lot of people are doing the funded accounts. How I like to explain funded accounts, it's like the mortgages of trading. It's where you put a bit of money down to access a lot of money. Now how it works is you buy an account, let's say 100k account, £100,000. You can spend £1,000 to get access to £100,000. But you don't get the £100,000 straight away. You need to prove that you can trade sensibly in line with risk criteria. To hit that strict risk management, a lot of people don't pass. So I've been offering people a service where I'll be passing it for them because I have the risk management in place, I have the experience. Actually, we've been passing multiple accounts. My phone right now, I've got 100 messages. Learning course is still there in the background for whoever wants to learn. And I always said, out of everything I offer, the learning side is the best item. Why? Because it's the long-term game. You're going to learn how to do everything by yourself and not rely on anyone. If I was to go offline next week and I want to travel the world for a year, does that mean your trade stop, everything stops until I come back? Of course not. So the learning side is the best item, but in terms of the automated trading and the funded accounts right now, it's very popular. It's what I'm working on this for the rest of this year. Like I said, I'm going to try and get 50 funded accounts. We'll have a portfolio of like 1 million.
Yeah.
Make 10% a month. You do the maths.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So your criteria is also to get your I don't know, your investors to learn first, but is there any way you can actually push that to them?
It's up to them. You can bring a horse to water, can't make it drink, right?
So true.
The course is available.
Because I was thinking in my head, maybe he might like put a test up and like make you like do an express course and then do the test, and then you're qualified to then get your account funded.
That's like, for example, Zayn, Zayn, he's with us right now, he purchased the course back in 2021, the online course. You have to go through it by yourself, go through the videos, etc. But then he's actually done the initiative. He's reached out. He said, I want to do one-to-one. I want to really learn how to do this. We've been meeting up. We've been sitting down, going to coffee shops. He's learning. That's what you need to do. You want to do the course. Some people can learn by themselves. Excellent. But if you really want to do the course, you really want to do something, you need to go out there and get it and force it to happen. I've always said that in the past. You need to be successful. You need to force it. And it just not going to come by itself.
It's like the fisherman saying, you give a man a fish, he can feed his family for a day. You teach a man to fish,
feed for life. Yeah, exactly.
That.
Yeah, nice one, guys.
It's good.
I think we had a very nice podcast. Excellent. Glad you guys made it. Like, we've been trying to do this for a few weeks now, actually.
Been a while.
Yeah,
it's been good.
It's hard to get everyone at one time in one place, but appreciate you coming down.
Thank you for the invite.
And Jordan, lovely having you again.
Thank you.
But yeah, man.
I want to see what I'm saying.
Yeah. But yeah, excellent, man.
I'm not waffling.
Hope the viewers enjoyed watching, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, like,
Peace.
share, subscribe.
Cool.